Glory be to God, Mighty God Ministries, episode 18, Health and Wellness. This is going to be dessert snacks. This one's going to be a little bit different than the normal one. I've showed some of these before, but I'm also going to show you some of the things that I've done because obviously I'm not always eating what I call hardcore or more. So there are some times that there's different things that I will eat and I enjoy, you know, and they're just part of that. You have to count the calories. They may not be the best for you, but they are good. So I'm going to show you a couple of different things and how you can work it out. A lot of this stuff is going to be not the best for you. There are ways you can make it good for you, but obviously when you're getting some of this stuff, you know, it's tough. But you can make it good. And so the first thing I'm going to do is a lot of times I like these shells. I've showed these before. These shells are good. They're not that many calories. Again, they're not the best for you, but they're one of the things that I like, and they're not that many calories. And you can essentially do so much with them. Like there's so many things you can do with those, but I'm gonna show you a couple different desserts and how you can do them. And there's a couple ways to do these. So the normal one that you've probably seen me do before is essentially going to be dessert shells. And if I'm doing it like this, I may occasionally actually just take the container. Sometimes when I do this, I'll take the container and put the stuff in here so I don't need to have the mess. But like depending on how many I'm going to eat, if I'm not going to eat 4 shells, if I'm only going to eat 2, you know, based on what I'm doing, I may do it a little differently. Again, today I ate like nothing. Like I literally ate the dinner I made and that was nothing. So I might eat all 4 shells and call it a day. And I'm gonna eat a ton of stuff, so we're gonna go a little crazy tonight. But the next thing to do is you wanna get your fudge yogurt. Okay, so again, this is healthy and this is really good. And what you can do, like I said before, you can take that and everything I'm doing, you can just mix it with that. So essentially you could take that, you can mix that up. And when you do that, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get the same concept. You know, and it's up to you. And I'm gonna show you another thing that I make. But essentially, if you have this bowl right here, one of the things you could do is take the fudge yogurt. This is a brand new pack. So when you get the brand new pack, you're gonna have it like this, and this is caked on. Sometimes this happens where it's caked on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this right here, and I'm just gonna take this so I don't lose this. Not that this is like crazy expensive, but right now, you know, things are. Everything's went up in price. I got that all over my hands, and that happens with this first one. We're just gonna do a quick 1 finger wash, pop that in there, so we're good to go. And what I will do, there's a couple different combinations of this. So I'm gonna take one of these and I'm just gonna go like this. I'm not measuring here. I'm gonna fill my shell up like that. So I'm gonna essentially fill 2 shells up. I'm gonna do 2 shells here like this with fudge. And then the other thing I would do is I would take the fudge and I would put it in a bowl. So if I'm really watching, I'll cut out the dessert shells. I won't eat anything. I'll literally put the 3/4 cup of fudge in here, maybe 2 3/4 cup again, which is, what is it, 90 calories, yeah, 90 calories, so 180, and then you got almost 40 grams of protein, or 38, I believe. And then I will take my fruit, like this fruit, blueberries and strawberries, which everyone knows. If you know me, I love these, and they're nothing. So again, you can take the whole container here, literally take the whole container, and you could eat all those, and it's gonna be like eating nothing. So I'm gonna do that first. Again, wash them real quick. And we're gonna do that. And I'll show you the ones that are probably a little bit worse than the other desserts. But like the blueberries, the ones I'm gonna put the blueberries and strawberries on, again, they're not bad at all. I'm gonna put a couple things on them that if you don't wanna do, you don't have to do, but it makes it obviously a lot better. And I enjoy it from time to time, but I don't do it all the time. So what you'll do now is we take our strawberries. And again, this is very similar to what I'm doing right now to my other videos. I'm going to show you the only thing that's a little bit different. I'll get a small knife. I use a cutting board, but we're just gonna roll with this right here. And we're just gonna cut it on the counter. We shouldn't need this unless I was doing milk. Sometimes I'll do the same milk and I'll eat the cakes, and then I'll do milk with it too, which I like. So again, we're just gonna cut the strawberries up here, very basic. And if you want them chunked up like that, you can do them chunked. You know, just split those on. If you want them smaller, you can do them smaller. I took 2 strawberries, one of them was bigger. So this is actually a decent amount as far as eating it with the dessert shells, but it's not really like calorie content wise, it's nothing. Like you could just put it on the whole plate like this and go like that, and you're good to go. So essentially, done with that. And we're good to go. Now, how do you make this taste better? You know, obviously, so I got the 2 dessert shells there. One of the things is you can add whipped cream. So I have this, it's called, and I think I should have shown this in another video. It's called Cabot whipped cream. It's really good. You can use Ready Whip also. And then again, like I said, this is, what is it, 15 calories for 2 tablespoons and 1 gram of sugar. So I'm gonna have 2 grams of sugar. So obviously I'm gonna do my, you know, spray 2 good sprays on there. That's 2 tablespoons. And then now, like I said, those are gonna be delicious. Now I saved the other 2 shells because I'm gonna be like, this is gonna be the bad version, right? So I'm gonna show you both versions. I'm gonna show you the bad version. And this is obviously, when I do this, this is not as good. I'm gonna do the bad one first because I love doing it and it is so good. But again, not good, not the best for you. Yeah, but again, like everything else, we do it occasionally. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this PB2 original, and this is 60 calories for 2 tablespoons, 1.5 grams of fat, 2 grams of sugar, which is nothing, you know, and then 6 grams of protein. So you're actually getting protein in this. And again, what you can do is you can do, I don't want a ton of this, so I actually cut that in half. So I actually if I take my tablespoon here, I'll do 1 tablespoon instead of the 2 tablespoons it calls for. So now I'm getting 30 calories. I'm getting, what, 3 grams of protein, and then, you know, what is it, 1.5 grams of fat, so like 0.75 or whatever it is. And then I'm essentially done with that. So what I'll do with this is I'll make this into a peanut butter dessert. And again, this is not really, the peanut butter is not bad for you, you know, the PB2, but obviously the whipped cream is just pure sugar. So here's what's gonna happen, but this is awesome. You're gonna take this right here, you're gonna take your whipped cream, and you're just gonna go crazy with the whipped cream. Again, you know, you can see, you know, it's not great for you because there's gonna be a ton of sugar in that. But on the other hand, it's 2 tablespoons. So again, even like this, I might have maybe 100 calories in there, give or take. So you're gonna take a whisk. I've done it with a spoon, but if you take a whisk, you're just gonna mix this around. So you're gonna mix this around like this. And again, you're just gonna whisk it off the sides. And you might need to add a little bit more peanut butter, or not peanut butter, Cool Whip, depending. But you gotta get it off the sides. And then what happens is this will make like a peanut butter Cool Whip, or peanut butter whipped cream. Like it's like a filling / thing. And this is pretty good the way it is. It's gonna taste good. Now, if you wanna make it even more worse for you, and again, I've done this occasionally, you put a drop of, whether it's that, what's the brand there? Either Hershey's syrup, you could put like 1 drop of syrup in it, you know, get a little chocolate taste to it, or the Torani, those Torani chocolates, you can get those from Walmart or other places, and they're not as bad. But if you can see right now, I might put a little bit more whipped cream because I want to fill 2 shells, so I'm gonna put a little bit more whipped cream. But if you can see right now, like this is gonna be awesome because this is like a peanut butter whipped cream. Now again, sugar content, horrible for you, right? This is horrible for you. But again, I told you that we are making stuff that I enjoy and that I do occasionally, you know. And right now, I'm gonna like every last drop of this. That is delicious. This is so good. Again, not great for you, but it is so good. So what I'll do is I'll take this right here, that liquid. Oh, I spilled some. You can't even spill this because you gotta get every last drop. So I'm literally like taking that off the table immediately. And then what you do is, again, you have this liquid, which is like a ready whip / peanut butter. And now you put that in that shell right there. Look at that. That's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be so good. And again, this is an occasional thing because calorie-wise, not that bad. But obviously, sugar content, not great. And you can read it right out the bowl. Oh gosh, how good it is. But again, it's, it's pure, ready whipped sugar and then PB2, which the PB2 is good for you. So that's that one. Those are two now dessert shells essentially that you can, switch it up again occasionally if you want to do that. You can pretty much put that on anything. Now, the next thing I will do, again, so you can see that's delicious. The next thing I'm gonna do, just because I'm going a little crazy, and you do that occasionally, I'm gonna take a Hershey Kiss. A Hershey Kiss. Now, Hershey Kisses, obviously they're milk chocolate. Again, they are not the best thing for you. But occasionally, if you don't eat any chocolate and you just cold turkey everything, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I can tell you that because I've tried it. And then you'll binge is what you do. So occasionally you wanna have certain things. So like Hershey Kisses, I'll do another episode too. I do this with popcorn. And I'll do it like that. And it's another good way to do it where it's not like crazy, but I forget what it is, like a couple Hershey Kisses. They're not too bad in calorie content, but you take this grater, a cheese grater essentially, okay? You take this cheese grater right here, and now what you do is you take this Hershey Kiss, and we're gonna just do a little bit over top of our peanut butter chocolate cake. So if you could see that, and again, this is one Hershey Kiss, so I'm not going crazy, I'm not putting 10 pounds of chocolate, but I'm just putting one. And again, I could put more or less, so I'm gonna put a decent amount. So when you see this, the Hershey Kiss is like halved, right? And I'm gonna throw that away, because again, I don't, if I want, I'm a fan of other types of chocolate. I like dark chocolate. I really enjoy dark chocolate, but I do occasionally do this too. So now you can see, now I have my dessert shell, and that's got the peanut butter, Cabot whipped cream on it, and now I got Hershey sprinkle on top. Again, not the best for you, but occasionally a great thing to do. So that's the way I do that, okay? So that's shells, and you've seen the shells before. Now the next thing is the healthier version of the PB2, because PB2 is good for you. So what I would do in this version here, this is like, we'll call this the healthier version. The peanut butter whipped cream filling, obviously that's not as good for you. But if we take this, I would do about a 3/4 tablespoon of the Fage. Again, I don't have the cup because it's in the dishwasher, but I can pretty much eyeball it and tell that that's about 3/4 right there, okay? So I'm gonna take this Fage, and again, if you wanna go super healthy, just take the Fage, put it in a bowl, throw your strawberries and blueberries on top of that, and then you are golden, because that is like as healthy as can be. So if you're going that hardcore where it's like you don't wanna have any fat, you can do that. The other thing is, if you're okay with a little fat, you can take the Fage. Now, again, is it gonna be as good as you taking like ice cream and mixing stuff into it? No. But again, occasionally if you were to take like, let's say 38 Reese's Pieces, or let's say it's, M&M Minis, you could put that in the yogurt. Again, it's gonna simulate it and it's not gonna be as bad for you. But right now, we're essentially gonna take PB2. And again, I don't like doing the 2 scoops of PB2. I think it's too much. I just think it's too much, so I do 1. So right now, again, with what I have here, and even both desserts, and I normally don't do like what I'm showing you right now, I wouldn't normally do, I'm not gonna do all these at one night. I mean, you could, but I don't normally do that. That's not the norm. So I'm gonna put the PB2 back. And then the next thing I'm gonna do, same thing. You could use the whisk, or you can just mix it up with your spoon here. So same thing, I'm gonna have Fage yogurt, and it's gonna be a peanut butter yogurt, but this is gonna be a healthy version of it. It's gonna be a very healthy version, because right now, I don't have the sugar content that I would have with that. And this is good. So this would be 20, or would that be 18? No, it'd be 20 grams of protein. You have 20 grams of protein in here, and that's good. And that's gonna be the consistency you're gonna have right there. So if you look at that, and then you could eat it like that, it's pretty good. Now, the Fage is like It's got a little bit of a small bitter taste to it because it's zero fat, but it is good. So right now you gotta sort of add something to this. This is not gonna be like the peanut butter stuff we just made, which is gonna be like, you're gonna be licking every drop that falls off the bowl, right? But now what we need to do is we need to add a little sweetness to that. That's what we need, sweetness. So what we do now is we take an apple. Again, apples are good, fruits are healthy. So I can take 1 apple, 2 apples, whatever I wanna do. And again, this right here is a healthy snack. So if you need to snack, and you're one of those where like you just need to like, you know, you're watching a movie or something like that, and you're one where you have to snack on something. A lot of people are like that. I'm occasionally like that. Like I like a snack when I'm doing it. I'm gonna pull that same knife out because I just used it. I really didn't even use the knife, so the strawberries. So right now we have our dipping sauce, which is Foch and PB2. And then we're gonna take our apple here. And the apple's gonna be really easy because we're just gonna take it, we're gonna cut it in half, one way. And then we're gonna take our seeds out. You can get, you know, however you wanna do it. You can go like this, you know, if you're this type of person where you wanna cut your apple like this and you wanna put the side cuts in like that so that you get everything out. And then essentially go like this. You know, there's a couple different ways you can do this. So that's one way, just like that. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna make apple slices. So you're gonna cut up apple slices here. Like that. And you can make them small or big, however you like it. Again, you can core this out or you can cut around it. So I've done this also where essentially I'll just be like this. I'll put it on the plate and I'll make my apple slices, but I'll make sure when I cut them a certain direction so that I'm not getting the seeds in them. And then you turn your apple. So essentially you turn your apple like this and you can just cut the core out like that. And then one more slice. And then these are pretty big chunks, but what you can see is that now you have, you know, a whole apple. You could do 2 apples. I've done 2 apples, and then you have your sauce. So again, if you're sitting here, that's good. It's good plain, but again, it's not like the peanut butter stuff. Obviously, it's not gonna compare. But now, this dessert right here, again, this is very low cal. And it's gonna be filling. So you have the Foch yogurt, 3/4, you have 90 calories there. You have the PP2, which we cut it in half of the serving, so you have 30 there. So you're at 110, and you have an apple, right? Which is, what are they, 70, 80? So you're under 200 calories right here. And then essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this right here, see that? That's gonna be good. It's delicious. It's delicious because now you have like a dip. It's almost like a chip dip, obviously not the same. But you have the sweetness and the PB2. And unfortunately, you shouldn't have to hear me chewing, but I'm gonna do it because this is good. Oh, this is. So that's one combo right there. Again, under 200 calories, super healthy. The next one's is the shells. And you're gonna have, again, the ones on this side, other than a little bit of whipped cream on them, super healthy. The ones right here with the Reese's filling, basically, those are not as healthy, but again, they're not horrible. They're not horrible. If you did one of them, that's nothing. And I'm gonna eat these because I love them. It's so good. It's so good. It is so good. And then it's got the little Hershey shred on top. Awesome. Just awesome. So again, this obviously right here, this is gonna be my favorite, but again, I know why, because it's loaded with sugar. And it's not horrible. I mean, you know what, I'm taking another bite. It is so good. And when I eat these shells, this is what I'll do a lot. You know, because again, this is reality. This is what I do. Everything you see is unaltered, unedited, and what you see is what you get. So if it's like a late night snack, I'm gonna take my milk. Again, this is zero fat milk, so it's 80 calories. So essentially, you know, again, we have what, 13 grams of protein, and you have 6 grams of sugar. It's a little bit of sugar again, but essentially this is what I'll do. Some nights I'll use water to wash this down, and other nights I essentially have 1 cup, and I might go 2 cups depending. Right now I'll probably go 1 cup. I might go 2 cups. And again, it's still only 160 calories, so it's not too bad. And then the next thing I will eat, a lot as far as a snack. And I'm not saying like there are certain things like, you know, I enjoy just like everybody else, whether it's ice cream or, you know, Menchie's yogurt, which, you know, chocolate in it. I enjoy like, you know, Reese's peanut butter cups occasionally, M&Ms, you know, all the different things that everyone loves, right? Because they're good. But the other thing I really like is dark chocolate. And these are not cheap. These are not cheap at all. Sometimes you get them on sale. But I like these types of dark chocolate that have flavors in them. This is an intense orange, and this is awesome. Shout out to Denny and Emma. They know who they are. Shout out to them because they're the ones that I used to do just the pure dark chocolate, which was like 90% or 85% or 95% chocolate. And they're definitely really healthy for you. But again, they just don't have that same flavor to them. But this right here, again, if you look at this, 3 pieces of this is 160 calories. You have 2 grams of protein. Your sugar is 13 grams, which is off the chart, just like anything else. If you have chocolate and it tastes good, it's gonna have sugar. There was a time I was doing baker's chocolate and I was eating, but it's horrible because it has like 0 sugar in it. So it's not, you know, it's not the best. So it's healthy, but it's not a replacement. So again, shout out to Emma and Denny because there's all different types of these. I like the orange, but there's a raspberry, there's a chili one. But here's the key right here. Unless your calorie content, you're able to eat the whole bar, you don't want to eat the whole bar because that's how you're going to get stuck, right? Because right now, you know, essentially 3 pieces is 160 and 3.5 times 160. Obviously, you know, that's going to really add up quick. So you have this dessert right here, 200. You have these shells, you know, or you have this chocolate. And obviously, you know, you're going to want to eat the whole bar a lot of times. That's just what we do naturally. So what I recommend you do is instead of eating the whole bar, this chocolate comes in squares. You break it up like this, and then you take little baggies, right? You take your little baggies, and you take your little baggies, and you put 3 squares. So then you know, okay, 140 calories, boom, or 160 calories, right? In the proper serving size. Again, same thing. 2 done, and then I'm gonna have my 3rd bag right here. Now the catch is with the 3rd bag is it's 3.5 servings. So you can either break down the 3rd one into 3 and then eat 1 whenever you want. Or what I do is I normally eat 4 on one day. And I just know maybe I'm 200. And again, I'm gonna be off the charts tonight because of all the stuff on all the sugar content, but occasionally you can do that. And then the other thing with these are, which is great, is that these right here, they're good plain, but they're even better with whipped cream on them. So again, these right here, you take the square, and those are delicious. And the good thing is, they're expensive too, which is good because it keeps you from buying them. You know, they're like, you know, $3-4. But you can tell they're better. You can tell this lint, and I'm not in any camp, whether it could be lint, Ghirardelli, or however you pronounce it, they're all good. But this is delicious. This is great. And you can eat it plain, or like me, I have whipped cream on it. And I don't know how they make it. To put these little orange things in there, like you can see those little orange, whatever they are. I don't know if they're real orange pieces or what, but they are good. And they make all different types of those. They make like one with raspberry. They make another one with lime I've had. But my favorite is the orange. So again, occasionally I will snack. I'm gonna have my milk to wash it down. And then you have the different desserts here. If you're going for healthiest, it's gonna be apples with your PB2 and your Fage yogurt. Again, super healthy, 200 calories. Or if you don't wanna do that, you can go with just Fage and then put strawberries and blueberries in it. Okay, and that's good too. That's good too. The other thing you can do, I just thank you, Holy Spirit, for reminding me, is you take your bananas. So a lot of times I'll occasionally eat a banana in my cereal, but also what you could do is you take bananas and then you take the strawberries and blueberries, you mash that up, and you can eat that. You can also put the fudge in it. So there's a couple different things you can do, almost like a banana split, but not a banana split. But again, most of these are healthy. The only one that I would say you gotta watch out for is obviously the chocolate. Over consuming chocolate's not good for you. And we know that because you'll start getting zits breaking out when you eat too much chocolate. You might have problems going to the bathroom. There's all different types of things. But you know, everyone likes, well, I shouldn't say everyone, most people like chocolate. If you can, dark chocolate's better for you, it has more antioxidants. So if you are gonna eat chocolate, dark chocolate's better. But again, I understand, just like you saw me, you know, shave off some Hershey and put it on there. You know, that is delicious, which is why you're gonna eat it. And I can't even sit here and not, because it's really delicious. And wash that down with some milk. But again, the milk I don't worry about, because the milk has protein in it. And it's a decent amount. And it's zero fat milk, so I don't have to worry about the fat. The fat content there covers it. So these are a couple different desserts that I do. And I may switch them up a little bit, but these would be my go-to. Like I said, if you're watching a movie, you need snacks, this is the one. Because you're essentially simulating that feeling you have, which is like, whether it's eating chips. And again, you saw I did an episode on doing apple baked chips, and those are good too. But again, this is another thing where it's gonna fill you up. And sometimes, depending on how you dip it, you could eat 2 apples. And then again, even eat 2 apples, 2 whole apples in this, that is nothing. It's like 100, we're gonna overestimate, it's 300, so 360. So even if you did 2 apples, 2 massive apples cut up, in this, you're at 360 calories. And that is like, that's a lot. Even for me, I'm like, you start eating that and you start crunching the apples, that's a lot. So again, this channel is to glorify God. So if you're not saved, you're on the fence, you don't even know what that means, click the description below, read that salvation prayer out loud. That is gonna start your journey with God, and it'll be the best thing you ever did. I promise you it'll be the best thing you ever did. We'll see you in the next one. God bless you.